Today I will discuss methods of data collection in qualitative research. As we all know that qualitative research and quantitative research are two different approaches for data collection. While there is some overlap between the methods used, the main difference is how the data collection process is conducted. In quantitative research, standardized questions are used and there is a strict adherence to their structure and order. These questions have been predetermined and tested for validity and reliability. On the other hand, qualitative research takes a more flexible approach. The wording, order, and format of the questions are not predetermined or standardized. This allows the researcher to have more control over the process and adapt as needed. In quantitative research, the focus is on numbers and statistical analysis, as the goal is to gather data that can be measured and analyzed using mathematical techniques. This type of research is often used to identify patterns, trends, and relationships between variables. On the other hand, qualitative research focuses on understanding the meaning and interpretation of experiences, behaviors, and social phenomena. It aims to capture the richness and complexity of human experiences through in depth interviews, observations, and analysis of text and documents. One advantage of qualitative research is its ability to provide detailed insights. By allowing for flexibility in the data collection process, researchers can understand the subject matter in depth and, and gain a better understanding of the context and complexities involved. This can be This can be particularly useful when studying complex social issues or exploring subjective experiences. Additionally, qualitative research also allows for the exploration of new ideas and hypotheses as it does not rely on predetermined questions or hypotheses. In qualitative studies, the method of data collection plays an important role in determining the overall design. It can sometimes be challenging to distinguish between the design and the method of data collection, as certain techniques like in depth interviews, narratives, and oral history can serve as both designs and methods. However, in this, I will primarily focus on these techniques as methods rather than designs. So, when it comes to collecting data in qualitative research, there are three main categories of methods that researchers commonly use. The first category is unstructured interviews, which involve open ended questions and allow participants to freely express their thoughts and experiences. This method provides rich and detailed information, enabling researchers to have deep insights into the perspectives of the participants. The next one is observations. Observations represent another important method of data collection in qualitative research. By directly observing people or events in their natural settings, researchers can have valuable information about behaviors, interactions, and contextual factors. This method helps to have more holistic understanding of the phenomena under study as it captures real-time dynamics and nuances that may not be easily captured through other methods. Third method is the secondary sources, and these sources also serve as a significant method for collecting data in qualitative research. These sources include existing documents, records, or artifacts that have been created by others for different purposes. Researchers can analyze and interpret these secondary sources to have insights into various aspects of the research topic. This method offers the advantage of utilizing pre existing data, saving time and resources while still providing valuable information. Now, the first method is unstructured interviews. These are commonly used method in qualitative research for gathering information. Unlike structured interviews, which have strict guidelines, unstructured interviews are flexible and thorough, allowing for exploration and the ability to change direction if needed. This approach follows the principles of qualitative research, which emphasizes flexibility and depth in data collection. The unique aspect of unstructured interviews lies in how they generate and analyze data as well as how the results are communicated. During an unstructured interview, the interviewer has the freedom to ask open ended questions and understand into the participants' responses. This allows for a more comprehensive understanding of the experiences, thoughts, and emotions of participants. The lack of predetermined questions or rigid structure enables the interviewer to adapt the conversation based on the participants' answers, leading to richer and more in depth data. In addition to the flexibility and questioning, unstructured interviews also provide a space for participants to share their stories and perspectives in their own words. This allows for a more authentic representation of their experiences as they are not constrained by predetermined response options. By giving participants the freedom to express themselves openly, unstructured interviews can capture the complexity and uniqueness of individual experiences, shedding light on aspects that may have been overlooked in other research methods. Analyzing data from unstructured interviews requires a different approach compared to structured interviews. Instead of relying on predetermined categories or coding schemes, researchers must immerse themselves in the data and identify emerging themes and patterns. This process involves carefully reading and rereading transcripts, looking for recurring ideas or concepts. By allowing the data to guide the analysis, unstructured interviews offer a more organic and holistic understanding of the research topic. When it comes to communicating the results of unstructured interviews, researchers often employ a narrative style. Rather than presenting findings in a quantitative manner, such as percentages or statistical measures, the focus is on telling a story. This storytelling approach allows for a more engaging presentation of the research findings, making it easier for readers to connect with the experiences and perspectives shared by the participants. Unstructured interviews are a unique form of conversation that allows for flexibility and spontaneity. Whether conducted between two individuals or in a group setting, these interviews provide an open platform for discussion. In qualitative research, various types of unstructured interviews are commonly utilized, including in depth interviews, focus group interviews, narratives, and oral histories. These interviews offer researchers the opportunity to understand the wide range of topics and explore different perspectives. By embracing this fluid approach, valuable insights can be gained and a more comprehensive understanding of the subject matter can be achieved. So, the first method is in depth interviews. These in depth interviews are a research method that aims to gain insight into people's perspectives on their own lives, experiences, or situations. This approach involves the researcher and the interviewee engaging in multiple face to face interactions, fostering a strong connection between them. By building this rapport, the researcher can obtain more accurate information and develop a deeper understanding of the subject matter. However, conducting in depth interviews is a time consuming process as it necessitates repeated contact with the interviewee. The purpose of in depth interviews is to gather rich and detailed data that goes beyond surface level information. Researchers use open ended questions to engage participants to share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences freely. This allows for a comprehensive exploration of the topic and provides valuable insights that may not be captured through other research methods. In depth interviews serve the purpose of collecting extensive and intricate data that delves beneath the superficial layer, and to achieve this, researchers must employ open ended questions that prompt participants to express their thoughts and encounters without constraints. By doing so, a thorough examination of the subject matter is facilitated, enabling the acquisition of valuable insights that might elude other research approaches. So, in conducting in-depth interview, the process of conducting in-depth interview is relatively straightforward. The first step involves selecting individuals who are believed to possess valuable information. Once these individuals have been identified, contact is made to discuss the study and obtain their consent to participate. Once these individuals have been identified, contact is made to discuss the study and obtain their consent to participate. During this initial conversation, it is important to outline what participants can expect from their involvement and establish the logistics of when and where the interviews will take place. Keeping a record of the conversations with participants is also very crucial. Decisions must be made regarding how and when to document these details, as well as how to share the recorded material with participants for confirmation and verification purposes. This documentation serves as a means of ensuring accuracy and reliability throughout the research process. Another key aspect of in depth interviewing is conducting follow up interviews. These subsequent interviews allow for further exploration of topics and clarification of any uncertainties. Follow up interviews also provide an opportunity to delve deeper into specific areas of interest that may have arisen during the initial interviews. So, by conducting multiple interviews, researchers can have comprehensive and in depth data. Next method is focus group interviews. These interviews are very important research method that involves gathering insights and opinions from a group of people who share a common experience or situation. Unlike in-depth interviews which involve one-on-one conversations, focus group interviews bring together multiple individuals to discuss their thoughts, experiences and perspectives. This approach is particularly useful when studying topics like domestic violence. By conducting focus group interviews, researchers can have understanding of the collective experiences and perspectives of a specific group of people. This method allows participants to interact with one another, sparking discussions and generating new insights. It also provides a platform for individuals to share their personal stories and contribute to a broader narrative. During these interviews, participants are encouraged to express their thoughts openly and honestly. The objective is to create a safe and supportive environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their experiences. By actively listening to each other's stories, participants can develop a sense of solidarity and empathy, realizing that they are not alone in their struggles. The insights gathered from focus group interviews can be used to address issues faced by the group being studied. For example, if the focus group is comprised of survivors of domestic violence, their perspectives can help shape initiatives that provide better support and resources for victims. In focus group interviews, participants gather to discuss predetermined topics. While these topics provide a general framework for the conversation, specific points can arise organically during the discussion. Each member of the group has the opportunity to share their opinions and perspectives on these issues, fostering a collaborative environment for open dialogue and exchange of ideas. It is important to accurately document all conversations and discussions. There are various methods for recording these interactions, such as using an audio tape, having someone else record, or personally recording the discussions immediately after each session. If you choose to take notes during the discussions, it is important to remain attentive and not miss any significant points due to being engaged in the conversation. To ensure accuracy, it is advisable to bring your written summary of the discussions back to your focus group and seek their input to verify the correctness of the information. Focus group interviews have several advantages. Firstly, they allow for detailed information to be gathered by asking open ended questions. This approach encourages participants to speak freely and express their thoughts in their own words, providing a deeper understanding of how people truly feel about a given situation. Additionally, focus groups enable researchers to gather additional information by observing participants' body language and facial expressions, which can offer valuable insights. Next advantage is that group responses are particularly useful when seeking different perspectives on a shared experience. By including multiple individuals in the discussion, focus groups provide a platform for a variety of thoughts and ideas to be expressed. This helps to prevent the influence of personal biases and allows for a wide range of views that are specific to the context. This helps to prevent the influence of personal biases and allows for a wider range of views that are specific to the context being studied. Furthermore, focus groups are considered as more reliable because some individuals feel more comfortable speaking in a group setting. For those accustomed to engaging in conversations with others in real life, for these individuals, participating in a focus group feels more natural, leading to more authentic responses. In leading to more authentic responses. In addition, focus groups also allow participants with similar experiences to build upon each other's comments. This collaborative environment fosters a better understanding of the topic being discussed and provides a broader range of opinions compared to individual interviews. Focus groups are also a cost effective method commonly used in market research and consumer psychology. This method provides a means to gather the opinions of consumers without requiring excessive financial resources. This affordability makes focus groups an attractive option for organizations seeking to understand what consumers think without overspending. And the first one is maintaining confidentiality and respecting the privacy of each participant can be challenging in a group setting. With multiple people present, there is no guarantee that everyone will keep information confidential. With multiple people present, there is no guarantee that everyone will keep information confidential, which can compromise the integrity of the interview process. Group interviews are also less reliable compared to other types of interviews. This is because they involve open ended questions and may deviate from the planned interview schedule. As a result, it becomes difficult to replicate the same results, making it harder to draw accurate conclusions from the data collected. Additionally, potential issues such as conformity, social desirability, and oppositional behavior should be taken into consideration when conducting focus group interviews. These factors can also influence the quality and usefulness of the data collected during the interviews and potentially skewing the results and limiting the validity of the study. Despite these drawbacks, focus group interviews can still provide valuable insights. They allow for the exploration of diverse perspectives and the generation of rich qualitative data. By bringing together individuals with different backgrounds and experiences, focus groups can uncover unique insights that may not emerge in one on one interviews. But we can mitigate some of the disadvantages of focus group interviews, and for this, it is very important to establish clear guidelines for confidentiality and privacy, creating an environment where participants feel comfortable sharing their thoughts openly while also respecting the boundaries of others can help maintain the integrity of the interview process. Further, Furthermore, careful planning and moderation are essential to ensure that the interview stays on track and follows the intended schedule. By providing structure and guidance, the reliability of the data collected can be enhanced, increasing the validity of the findings. Next method is narratives. Narratives are a unique method for researchers to gather information. Unlike focus groups, narratives do not have specific questions or topics. Instead, the researcher simply wants to hear someone's personal story about an event in their life. The researcher's role is to listen attentively without interrupting, showing their engagement through nods and sounds. Narratives are particularly valuable when collecting data on sensitive subjects such as the impact of child sexual abuse. By encouraging individuals to share their experiences, researchers can have important insights. Researchers can gain important insights and potentially provide emotional support. It is important to note that narrative therapy is a distinct field, whereas here we are discussing the use of narratives for data collection. Similar to focus group interviews, it is important to select a recording system that suits your needs. Following the narrative sessions, it is important to take detailed notes and verify their accuracy with the individual involved. This setup ensures that the information recorded is correct and respects the participant's perspective. Oral histories provide a unique way of learning about historical events and cultures by actively listening to people's stories. Unlike personal narratives, which focus on individual experiences, oral histories allow us to gain a broader understanding of the collective experiences of a group of people. For example, if we were interested in learning about the lives of individuals who were displaced after World War II, we could engage in conversations with them and listen to their stories to gain insight into their life experiences during that time. By engaging in oral histories, we can uncover valuable information that may not be found in textbooks or official records. These first hand accounts offer a personal and intimate perspective on historical events, allowing us to connect with the emotions, struggles of those who lived through them. Through active listening and open dialogue, we can have a deeper appreciation for the complexities and nuances of history as well as challenges any preconceived no- as well as challenge any preconceived notions or biases we may hold. Furthermore, oral histories also provide an opportunity for marginalized voices to be heard and acknowledged. Often, the stories of underrepresented communities are overlooked or overshadowed in traditional historical narratives. So, by actively seeking out and amplifying these voices, we can work towards a more inclusive and accurate understanding of the past. Oral histories also empower individuals to reclaim their own narratives and share their unique perspectives, fostering a sense of agency and empowerment. In addition to their educational value, oral histories also serve as a means of preserving cultural heritage and traditions. Many cultures have a rich tradition of passing down knowledge and wisdom through storytelling. By documenting and sharing these stories, we ensure that we ensure that they are not lost to time and future generations can continue to learn from them. Oral histories also provide an opportunity for intergenerational connections as younger individuals can learn from the experiences and wisdom of older generations. Data collection through unstructured interview is a valuable method when we need detailed information or when our knowledge about the topic is limited. This type of interview allows the interviewer to ask any questions they want, which can result in obtaining highly valuable information. In fact, many researchers use this technique to develop a structured research instrument due to the level of detail it provides. However, unstructured interviews do have their drawbacks. Without specific questions listed for the interviewer to follow, the questions and responses can vary throughout the interviews. As a result, the information gathered from individuals at the beginning may differ significantly from what is obtained from those interviewed later on. Additionally, the freedom to ask anything can introduce bias into the study. Collecting data using an unstructured interview requires the researcher to possess more skill compared to using structured interviews. To mitigate some of the challenges, researchers can establish a clear focus for the interview and develop a general outline of topics to be covered. This helps maintain consistency across interviews and ensures that important areas are addressed. Additionally, researchers must be mindful of their own biases and strive to remain neutral throughout the interview process. This is all for today. Thank you.